road stretches before them like a black ribbon sewn into the heart of the night. On either side, twisted trees loom, gnarled fingers clawing at the sky. A pall of mist hugs the asphalt, swallowing the car's low beams. Rachel grips the wheel tautly, her knuckles white in the dim glow. Jake sits beside her, silent, staring at the mirror. Behind them, in the back seat, their friend Emma hums nervously, trying to sound brave. They're on Route 109, an old byway out nowhere, whispered to locals as the highway of faces. Those who drove at night reported sightings, dark shapes moving beyond the tree line, pale faces at the windows, whisperers over the CB radio with broken sentences and broken souls. No one goes there without leaving something behind. "What was that?" Emma's voice cracks. Rachel eases off the accelerator but keeps rolling. "Probably a deer," she lies. "A deer that walks upright, maybe." 5 miles back, they left civilization. One diner, one blinking gas station. Now the horizon offers nothing but darkness. The GPS spun in place, dead. Their cell signal bled out miles ago. They pass a faded sign. "Caution, watch for wandering pedestrians." The warning is worn, vague, and useless. No crosswalks for miles. The warning sign itself is a warning. The mist thickens. Jake clicks the radio, static fills the car. Then, soft, a voice. "Let us ride." They all stiffen. Jake hunts the dial, only silence. He flips it off. Up ahead, headlights, distant and sharp, approaching fast. Rachel's breath claws her lungs as the lights flood around them. A semi, or so they think, but as it draws nearer, they see a dark cab, no markings, and behind it, a trailer that looks like a box, but glimmers oddly in the fog, like it's wet with oil. No windows, nothing, just one door at the back where a figure stands. Tall, still, the silhouette of a person, face hidden. The trailer's door creaks open, and a single beam of light slices the mist. Focused, searching, alien. Time slows. Their car passes the semi bumper to bumper. They should see the driver, but there's only darkness inside the cab, as if the driver never existed. Emma shrieks and catches herself, deathly pale. The trailer, closes its door at their flank. The engine hum fades behind them, swallowed by the mist they leave in their wake. They realize their speed has dropped. The car is coasting. They didn't hit anything. Rachel slams the accelerator. The engine coughs, once, twice, nothing. The headlights dim then wink out. The dashboard goes dark. Their taillights vanish too. They're blind. Emma scrambles for her phone but finds nothing. Even the screen is black. Not the signal, no power. A distant sound. Metal scraping rock. Somewhere to the left, or right, or overhead. The mist swells, seeping through cracks in the door. Jake opens his mouth to speak, but no words come. Then above the car, a scraping noise, like nails on steel, slow and painful. The roof vibrates under something climbing. Emma backs into the seat, eyes tightly shut. "Rachel," Jake whispers, voice hollow. "Rachel?" She doesn't answer. A heavy weight thumps on the roof, shifting. Then silence. They wait. Minutes. Centuries. Nothing. Finally a click. The door unlocks. One click, then another. The door handle jiggles. Light spills in. Harsh, clinical. A shape lunges into the car. They all scream. It's tall. Too tall. Limbs bend at wrong angles. Eyes gleam in the beam. Faint silver dots in an expanse of darkness. Mouth, if you can call it that, stretches from ear to ear in a grin too broad. It speaks in a voice that never found its tongue. A series of rattles and clacks, like an old toy, scrappily wound. They tumble forward as the thing lunges from the seat, crawling across the dash. It peers out their windshield. "Road is hungry," it says. The voice fills the car. Their hearts beat in their chests like sledgehammers. Eyes widen in full horror. They bolt out on the highway shoulder, tripping onto gravel. The car drifts away, engine finally now beginning to rumble slow and steady. The radiator light flickers on. The engine hums. But they are standing where they fell, frozen. They look back. The creature stands in the open driver's window, smiling at them. It mimes opening the door, beckoning. The heat of its grin sears. "You ride," it whispers. They turn and run. Over the shoulder, they see the car accelerate in reverse, as if drawn backward into darkness. The trailer, the box, lights inside. Faces hang at the windows, pressed flat against glass. Silent screaming. They watch, powerless, until the car and trailer vanish into the mist. They run through the woods on either side, branches clawing at arms, scrapes bleeding. Something follows, whispers behind, twigs snapping. A figure emerges in low fog, a man, or memory of a man, in a dusty coat. His eyes are missing, just sockets of black. He reaches a hand toward them, but they keep running. They see a curve ahead, maybe a way out. But the road isn't following the same shape. It twists them sideways, loops them back. They're in a maze of road that didn't exist on any map. The signpost glows. 109 again. Only this time it points forward and backward at once, arrow bending impossibly. A statue of blue-skinned deer stands half buried in grass. Its head turns slowly, following them with empty antlers. Emma stops. She gasps for air. "We're dead," she whispers. "Maybe," Rachel answers. "Maybe this is purgatory." Jake pushes them forward. They weave through forest, ignoring the road. They burst into a clearing, mist lifting enough to reveal a motel with single-lit windows. Neon sign, "The Last Toll." Doors open, golden inside. They slip in, pressing shoulders like frightened children. The lobby is empty but well lit. A lone bell on the desk. They ring it. Nothing. They walk down the corridor. Doors on either side, numbers flicker. 666, 999, 000, 1090. They choose 1090. Enter. Inside, stark. A bed, a TV, a single window showing. The road. Outside, the semi idles by the entrance. Next to it, the figure stands, waiting. They freeze at the sight, backs pressed to the door. From the far room down the hall, a knock. One knock, followed by a soft sigh, then a louder knock. "Room service," a voice says, perfectly polite. "May I come in?" They don't move. The knock becomes frantic. "Open the door." Jake's hand shakes as he edges the bolt. They watch through the crack. A figure in uniform stands, face hidden under brim. The attendant bows. "Your toll must be paid." They retreat to their room, shakily. The door clicks shut. Outside, footsteps pass, slow. The semi starts, yawns warm exhaust, then silence. They lean on each other in the dark. Night bleeds through the closed curtains. At unearthly hour, 2:22, they wake to the TV flicking on. Static forming a shape. Faces appear and vanish. Whispers like broken lullabies. Toll, toll, roll, toll. The trailer's door swings open. They hear diesel drip across pavement. Then a knock on the motel door. 3 rapid knocks. They don't answer. The feast of terror lasts hours. Road noise, whispers, gasps, laughter. The smell of diesel and rot. The feel of hands brushing ankles in the dark. Morning never comes. When sunrise arrives, thin, sickly light, the window shows blank woods. No motel, no car, no road, only trees and mist. Outside, no thunder of engines, only birds. They walk until they reach a paved road. At the first fork, a sign. "Welcome back, Oakville, 5 miles." They load into a real gas station, real map, real sunlight. Their story is dismissed. Highway 109 has been closed for years, locals say, brows knitted. They return home. Sleep too deep, dreams bleeding, the road, the semi, the faces. They check behind curtains at night. Jake always sees one pale face, smiling, beckoning from the dark. None of them drive at night anymore. But every few months, a radio static returns. Just a whisper, "Let us ride." And in it, the engine roar. They never speak of it, but Rachel has kept a toll ticket stub in her purse. All blank paper with paid stamped red by no one. They know better than to ignore it. The asphalt stretches before them like a promise they never wanted. Jenna grips the steering wheel of her aging sedan, knuckles turning white in the flickering yellow glow of the lone street lamp overhead. With her is Mark, quiet and anxious, and Carly combing her hair in the rearview mirror, trying to stay composed. They have heard the rumors. Route 47, once a bustling truck highway, now a dead end of twisted trees and mist so thick it feels alive. They thought a midnight road trip would be adventurous, proof that nothing bad really happens. They should have stayed home. The moment they turned onto the road marked 47, everything changed. The air became icy, like the sky itself inhaled deeply around them. The car's temperature gauge dipped half a notch, and the radio crackled with static no matter what station they tried. Mile markers passed too fast, always skipping numbers. Miles 3, 7, 12. Gone before they even looked, as if the highway skipped forward and backward at its whim. Carly's phone pinged. No signal. She looked at Jenna, whose jaw clenched. "Keep going," she said, voice taut, but the road suddenly curved down into a depression. Below, a washed-out bridge blocked the way. No lights, no signs, just a gap. Jenna slammed the brake. The wheels screeched. They stopped inches from the abyss. Mark got out and flashed his phone's light. The drop-off fell 20 feet into shadow. Not a creek, no water, just darkness. Yet something crouched there, blacker than black. They all jumped back, retreating to the car. Fog swirled upward from below like fingers reaching out. In that mist-shrouded void, one long, low moan echoed. It vibrated the air, the car, their bones. "They're testing us," Mark whispered. They reversed, but the car would not budge. The engine whined, but the brakes held firm. They tried drive, park, gas, nothing. The car was dead. Carly sobbed. "We need help! Someone!" "Not out here," Mark said, staring down the gap. "Not someone." The windshield fogged. From beneath the wipers they saw them. Small patches of darkness on the glass, like tiny holes punched through, then spread. Erica sees one closer, behind the passenger side. She stares into it. No eyes, but knowing. Then it slips away. They rock doors locked tight. Jenna turns the key. Engine coughs. The gauges flicker. Headlights snap on. But all they illuminate is mist. Then suddenly, far down the road, 2 red lights appear. Brake lights. Another car? No. 2 round lamps hovering. They didn't blink, just stared. The lights advanced. They didn't make sound. Jenna pans the headlights, only fog ahead. The red lights near them. Mark's phone glows. 2:22 a.m. Carly's phone rings. Caller ID. Unknown. She freezes, answers. No sound. Then, her name whispered. Not by the phone, but in her ear. She jerks back. The call ends. Mark's eyes go blank. He stares straight ahead, back in his seat. Doesn't blink, doesn't speak. He breathes, shallow. The red lights are less than 50 feet ahead. Jenna panics, reaches Mark. He stays frozen. The lights approach, and Jenna sees. It's a motorcycle, an old chopper, rider hunched over the handlebars, flames licking around metal. The rider's face is gone. Just a blank helmet. No engine noise, no smell of exhaust. Just emptiness. The motorcycle passes in front of their car. Moonlight flickers on its chrome. Its wheels leave no tracks. Then, reflected in the side mirror, Jenna sees dozens of them. Motorcycles silent, ridden by pale, faceless shadows, surrounding the car like vultures circling prey. The headlights go out. Black. In the mirror, the procession closes in. Then a sound she thought she'd never hear. Metal grinding against steel. The hood is sliced open. The radio snaps on. A woman's voice streams fragmented words. Toll. Debt. Never leave. Jarred, Jenna tries turning it off. The voice continues. Paid. Not done. Again. The silhouettes appear at every window. Cold touches press on glass. They are outside. Inside. They leak shadows into the cabin. Mark finally moves. He opens his mouth. His voice is in his. Deep. mechanical. Debt collector. He slams his body into Jenna, knocking her into Carly. Flash of headlights outside. Coming down the road, a semi. Headlights piercing the fog. Everyone freezes. The semi stops. Its engine idles. The door opens. A man steps out, dripping wet, eyes sunken, clothes torn. He staggers toward them. The crew of motorcycles roars behind him, not revving, just present, soundless. He reaches the driver's door. Hooded figure. He leans in and smiles. Black lips, too wide. Time to pay. He backs away. The motorcycle horde parted, clearing the way. The semi's driver slides inside, no one behind the wheel. The door slams, engine throttles. The driver's seat is empty. The fare opens. The truck lurches forward of its own accord, hitting the hood, metal caved. The windshield cracks. The motorcycles vanish in a blur. Fog pulses. The truck drives through like a ghost, passing and sinking into darkness at the other end. Every mirror reflection distorts. They never see their faces. The car shudders. The engine catches. Headlights flicker. The music box static on the radio stops. Sunlight floods the windshield. They're on a different road now. Route 47 merges into Route 9. Two-lane rural highway with morning traffic. Cars pass, life goes on. They step out, the dents in the hood, the wet tire marks, all real and gone. But Mark is gone. Carly and Jenna run to the accident report. Officially, their car hit a semi at 2:22 a.m. Mark died at the scene. No signs of foul play. No sign of motorcycle convoy. No ghostly driver. Just a truck that failed to yield. Jenna's account is dismissed as shock. At the funeral, Carly hears Mark's voice. It's not over. But no one else. She turns. No one there. Weeks later, Jenna boards a midnight train. She gaps to window 13B. The seat across shows a man in a cracked helmet, a motorcyclist faceless. He looks back, tilts his head. Doors shut, train departs. She closes her eyes. When she opens them, the helmet is missing. In its place, just darkness. The seats around her are empty. The train tunnels into black. And she understands. Route 47 isn't a location. It's an offering. You drive in once. Once you feel the hunger in the fog, you never really leave. When the track's in, so do you. The rearview mirror trembles, not from the engine's shake, but from something else. A presence. Rachel's knuckles whiten around the steering wheel as the road stretches empty behind them. A ribbon of midnight asphalt. She, Tom, and Elise have been driving for hours along Route 119. A forgotten highway that locals call the Whisper Way. It's notorious. Stories whispering about travelers who vanish, haunted sightings and radio broadcasts that plug in only at exactly 3:13 a.m. They left town confident. They'd camp by the abandoned rest stop, take photos, laugh at the legends. But now, deep into the night, the tarmac seems alive. Dim lights from a gas station appear ahead, but as they approach, the glow flickers and dies. The pumps stand still, and the sign shows closed. Not unusual. But the clock behind it, jingling like an old cuckoo, shows 3:13. Rachel shudders, but they keep going. The GPS died 2 hours ago. Cell phone signal 0 bars. Elise flips through her camera. No signal. Their anxious chat dies, replaced by the steady thrum of tires, an occasional bird of prey's caw. Midnight has teeth, and tonight it's biting. Soon they spot lights flashing, blue and red ahead. A patrol car? They slow. But no siren. No sound. Just the lights. Brave, Tom offers to walk over. They park. He steps forward, breathing fog in the cold. The lights flicker and surge, then shut off. No police, no body, only chilling wind. They hurry back to the car, but when Tom reaches for the handle, the door won't open. The flashlight from the trunk lies shattered behind the rear wheel. Shards sparkle in the headlights. Tom curses and shoves the door again. This time he gets in. Rachel slams it shut. They drive forward, hearts pounding. Ahead, the road forks. Two signs. One reads, right, camp rest with arrow. The other says left, exit, 23, but the arrow points both ways. It's impossible. They debate, camp or escape. Night deepens. Something about camp feels wrong. Elise picks exit 23. Tom turns left. The engine coughs. The car jerks to a halt. They roll to the road's edge. When Tom looks forward, he sees the rest stop in campsite, perfectly lit by lanterns despite the closed sign. Then he looks back. No lights from town, just dense trees and silence. They walk toward the rest stop. Lanterns illuminate wooden benches, shards of glass, an old payphone. Elise lags, pointing to a figure. A man in dirty coveralls sits on the bench, head bent. Rachel calls, "Hey?" He doesn't move. Rachel steps closer. Tom holds up a hand to stop her. The clock ticks overhead, 3:14. He lifts his head. His eyes are empty orbs, white and dull, staring. Face washed out, pale. He raises a hand, pointing down the road. Elise gasps. Rachel steps backward. The man stands slowly. Then he disappears, like fog sucked into midnight. Lanterns flicker. The wind carries a voice. "Turn back!" They know what comes next. They run. The lanterns go off one by one. The campsite is swallowed by darkness. Trees crowd them. The empty road forks again inside the forest. Only one sign left. Dead end. End of road. Only one direction to go. Tom shoves through bushes, branches biting. Elise screams. Something brushes her arm. She's pale but running. They emerge onto pavement, Route 119 again. But crushed leaves and plaster dust stain the ground. They see headlights aimlessly approaching. A single truck, its engine roaring too loud. Rachel and Tom wave. No response. The truck speeds past, keeping its distance, never slowing. It drives into the forest and vanishes. They follow. Mist curls between trunks. The truck's red glimmer appears ahead, idling. They reach it. The cab doors open. Inside, a pile of old photos scattered, snippets of people, smiling family, young couples, birthdays, and in every photo, someone's eyes scratched out with ink. Disturbing detail, in each scratched image, a skeletal silhouette stands behind the people, visible in reflections. They back away. A noise from the engine. Someone's turning the key. The truck's brake lights flash. The mist thickens. Then the door slams shut from inside. No one's there. Suddenly, the radio in the truck sputters to life. A woman's voice, muffled, distorted. "Never leave. You're one of us now. You won't find the exit. Whisper any secret, and you'll hear your name." They flee. Brambles tear at clothes. They're battered, disoriented. A glare of bright white lights startles them. They're on the highway again. Their car sits at the fork, the engine running. A silhouette behind it. Tom's reflection. But Tom is gone. Center in front of them. The same pale-faced man from the rest stop sits behind the wheel, staring out. They run past, dive in the back seat. Rachel turns on the engine. Tires squeal. They rush forward. They crash. Something heavy hits the roof. A scream echoes in their ears. But there's no pain, just black. They wake inside the back seat, glass dark with cracks. The headlights on their car are gone. A dim lantern hangs overhead. The back door opens slowly, with a creak. The same pale man stands outside, reaching in. They can't move. He leans in, his face inches away. His mouth opens impossibly wide. He whispers, "You went home? You never left." He drags them out. They fall on their hands. The headlights of their car wink on behind them. They're sprawled on the asphalt. They look down the highway and see thousands of faint lantern lights flickering inside the forest. A procession of souls, shadows pulling lanterns forward, always forward. The pale man points and the crowd surges. They try to run, but they're tied. Ropes of mist coil tight, binding legs. A lantern rolls to Rachel's feet. She picks it up. Inside is the photo, Her family, carefree around a campfire. Someone scratched out their eyes, and in the reflection, her face, pale, empty-eyed. They scream, but no one hears. The figures close in. The pale man removes the photo gently, sets the lantern down, smacks it once. Instantly it lights. The procession starts again, candles leading them toward the forest. Hands wrap around arms. They walk. The highway behind collapses into mist and screams. They step beneath the trees. They walk forever.